informed that the one part letter from the guardians of the state of Cuba. Just wanted to congratulate the journalists representing our country well. The government is exceedingly proud of them. Then, taking our flag in a room, we will just formula one goal in both the men's and everybody Morrison, who in the women's 100-meter stop. Yeah, McCall, and silver medal in the women's. Just want to congratulate all of them. 14 that was there include Andrea Natali, Joseph Famole, John Shambo, Abed Reeves, Akeem Sharif, Edward Morrison, Destiny Smith, Barnett, Telman Davis. Thank all of them ably representing our country. Proud of them, and thank them as a government. We want to pay some tribute to quality police of this Joe. I have known Joe for years. Was here representation of what ethical journalism is professional, we are professional. I've been active using our white media for a long time in media landscape. No journalists, don't pass on by the element. If you start to categorize journalists from the way, people will always be in journalists will be proud. Learn of the sad passing, out of the Ministry of Information. I want to say our deepest sympathy to the family of Joe, first leader of Nigeria, all of you who are journalists practicing in Nigeria. We will stand close to the family, showing that he's getting area that is inflicting just Monday, professional day. Finally, Liberia has not had a history having past years around, especially we had the first President Selig left office, then the second one President we have left. We want to develop a culture of having respect for our former leaders, for the former president, former respect, build themselves, past leaders, not themselves in ways and both of you have a role model to be followed. Make your voice of submission. Not, must not, jump down, saying no style of politics that the real politicians. Because if you don't separate the both, then it will be difficult. Draw the line between you, no president, and two parties. So there's something they call militant deal. He spoke on the local media. Gave approbation. Formalization of that. Rather than also try to question these workers of our workers don't know what is happening around. The former president, you were not sleeping, very awake. How you didn't know all the things that were happening around. You didn't understand their position. Well, you didn't know what was happening around. What you know what's happening now? What it means a lot. I wonder why it's true that you were not sleeping according to you. The leaders of our country, every sanction, are most between a broken cycle of harmful that's sleeping. Russian business. Finally awake and not sleeping. Other thoughts of being more than eyes were wide open. Servants were already on the field, used to better on out their side. But not sleeping by every government institution. The way I stay in the Ministry of Information. Eyes wide open. Yes, the former president said there's another key. Could not be. You came with your team. Built 47 condominiums. 6 months. One of your teams. President Waka is almost at 6 months, not build one. Said the president is appointed. You appointed. Out of respect, I will not repeat those words. And the public is aware. But the measure of prayer. But if I begin to now transform into a mantra, I got not be one. See, whether our organization is for our former people. Mounting this podium all the time on behalf of the government. Very simple. Doing so, not out of being lazy. Want to be better. Better to be quiet. But I know you're trying to find your voice. I engage in national discourse. Always be technical. It's a big problem here that we are committed. We can judge you today because you have 6 years. So we can judge you by your output. 6 years you have been doing the question. We have a 5 months. We judge 5 months. 5 months for the worker. There will be machines that will make our rules possible. Play a fun lane for our people. That's something that people will feel. 5 months. We go to your banner area on RIA Road. Put it in as it's written. Where can people work at 4 years to build that one? Once. Go and see the progress. We want to go too much, but doing so former president. What in there? Worker. Where is asset? Get to play your coverage. Asset. Never coverage your stuff now. I will say that thank you, Mr. Commissioner General. It's a pleasure to invite you for a pleasure.
Mr. Proper, Minister Jalime ranging from development challenges, including comment made by the President George. Next is the Information Service Commissioner and Development.
I've been asked you on guys. The Immigration Service is that statutory agency that is charged with the responsibility of providing security for our land, air, and sea. The Immigration Service is multi-task. In addition to providing security coverage for land, air, and sea on the 43,000 square mile, our airspace, an Atlantic Ocean, several nautical distance based on the capacity. We also a revenue generating entity. The last revenue year of the tax raised $4 million. We raised a little more than that. Today, we are pleased to share a little with you on this. Before I proceed, I want to inform you on behalf of my principal deputy, Dixon Tamba, who is the Deputy Commissioner General for Naturalization. ADC Bishop Brown Bay. And then Dr. Somin is the training director of our training academy. This level is our director for When we took over the LIS, the first thing we sought to do was to conduct an audit, a system audit, to ensure where we are, where we're starting from. Now we reveal that we have inadequate manpower. That already reveal we have logistical challenge. That already reveal we have poor infrastructure. They already revealed that we have some 50 ghost names on our payroll who have been paid, but we're not working, but not visible. So growing out of that, and the other were conducted by the REE and Liberia Regional Service. When the other result came to us, we sat down drawing board as Commissioner General and Personal Evidence. We also come to realize that the UNDP had also, 2 years before we got in, conducted a test for immigration personnel working along with the LIMPA, the Institute for Public Accounting. They conducted a test, and the test result could not be made public. We took over. We showed the results were placed, and those results inform the way from the manner in which we make assignment, transfer, and reassign and position men and women allies. Realizing that we have inadequate manpower, and let me tell you about the allies of one of the security architecture, unlike the Liberia National Police, unlike the military that want to reform. The allies didn't go through the necessary architectural reform. So the allies developed a working plan, and we were sourcing funds courtesy of our training department. The UNDP came for it and started conducting in-service specialized and general recruit training. The last phase of which we have recently in Banga, at the Banga Regional Security Hub. We graduated 182 out of 185, 2 fell by the wayside. Do the math, that was a compacted 2 weeks, 24 hours, 20 hours a day training. So if we multiply 20 hours per 14 days, it's about 280 plus hours. Divide that by the number 8 days, it's about 35 days. Do the math. It was compacted back to back. And we're interested to know that the training, we had the best mind providing the necessary training. Courtesy too of one of Mr. Minister of Information, one of your Deputy Minister, avail services, Honorable Kadiatu D. Kente. Thank you, Madam Minister. Mr. Minister, she availed her services to treat on tourism. The engagement of allies officer as we enhance tourism. How the Minister talk about tourism? How we trying to bring the dark side to tourism? We are told we have to enhance it. Madam Minister took all the time. She drove from here to Banga, the regional hub, spent hours. Like how the armed forces in Liberia sent one Williams, who took hours to provide and train our guys. The TEA, the fire service, all of those within the security architecture and building services. We want to use this podium to thank the minister and all those who went there to provide training. Like I said, with back-to-back combatant. Growing out of such training, we appreciated the United Nations Development Partner UNDP for the opportunity. Because Liberia is in the West African space, that was of some 400 million people, we brought in, we invited the Sierra Leonean Commissioner General but they call him Chief Immigration Officer, Honorable MP Alusi Kane, to set up a keynote speaker in such program. He spoke to us primarily on the Equal National Biometric Card, the Equal Brown Card. On that concept, the 400 million people in West Africa should enjoy free movement. And this Equal Biometric National Card should be used by all of us to visit any of the 15 countries in West Africa. This invitation was a milestone achievement. It brought into play that camaraderie, that sister relationship between two Mana River, Makona River countries that we said earlier. That training produced 483 officers. It is our hope that within this revenue year, we'll be able to, now that our RAA revealed to us inadequate manpower, we intend to train between 200 and 500 LIS officers to be able to deploy at our borders, both land, air, and sea. We call on national government, now that the UNDP have played her part, to be able to set aside the minimum amount to be able to train additional 300, 500 LIS officers, to be able to meet our benchmark. When our counterpart exiting Liberia on mail, it's a benchmark for security institutions. The AFL, I speak to it because I checked communal defense on our senator, was said to have been projected to have a manpower strength of about 5 to 6 thousand men and women. The Liberia National Police is 8,000 plus men and women. Based on our population and the mathematics we done and the projections we made. Unfortunately, though, we have not met the benchmark. The allies on our own, it's fucking hard to be the benchmark. After recruiting, after training 183, 85, and 2 February, 583, we're hoping in the next time to do between 200 and 500. And actually, we hope to be conducted in FOIA, where we have our specialized LIS Academy. When the RAA conducted their assessment of LIS before going to motion, we came to realize that the LIS, like many other security institutions, or like other security institutions, our men were inadequately paid, which in our mind is the violation of the Decent Work Act. The Decent Work Act called for to commensurate our work with what to do. So when we were able to procure a bus, as officers from not necessarily their homes, but from a noticeable junction, so that when the bus is flying, it picks you up and takes you to the LIS. That in our mind enhanced the spirit and rejuvenated the LIS. So we developed as our team LIS, spirited, rejuvenated, to enhance esprit de corps. And esprit de corps in law enforcement balance is that way in which we conduct ourselves to be our better keeper. The way I mind your back, the way you mind my back, esprit de corps. Today, when you see the LIS, the men are motivated, the men are rejuvenated, the men are spirited, the men are enhanced. Today, you can see the LIS officer. For those of you who were privileged to have attended our graduation, from head to toe, brand new. From head to toe, brand new. We did that out of innovation. We didn't just complain. We took the task knowing what we're going to. Today, I'll speak to you at the Rabat International Airport, our biggest gateway collect people around fee. You have what you call the Migration Information Data Analysis System, MADAS. That Migration Information Data Analysis System is what captures you with physics, their speech, to determine who you are, where you come from, your age, and background check. Within an environment where criminality is fluid, and to nip criminality, because of it's fluid, you need all your gadgets. Around the Migration Information Data Analysis System, it's not at its best, it's obsolete. I was an instrument given to the IRS by the IOM, of International Organization of Migration. It is our humble appeal that government look into that so that we deploy it, get a new one, since it's been almost 8 to 9 years now, to be able to capture those who will come in our territory. The bad guys will look for the weaker link. So you pretty much just the balance. You have what we call target hauling. If you make your target soft like a piece of cake, anyone can eat it, yeah? Or you make your target hard, it becomes difficult for anyone to penetrate. The IAA assessment of AI showed insufficiency or no logistics. Therefore was a challenge. A session released to talk about mobility. Contemporary technical gadgets are security architecture in the world. We were challenged. Salary low, morale low. But over the past 4 months, I expect today that AI is terrible. Thanks to not just I alone as a person, but to me and my principal deputies who working together, we made the allies where it is today. We've also been asked to talk to you on what's taking place. As a result of the UNDP sponsored test that conducted 2 years ago, that which we published, all of those assignments being made on the allies is been informed by those who passed the test, the recce, the transfer. The only challenge lying there is that by now, the allies' recce should have been customized and harmonized, and to commensurate with payment. So those who have worked over the years, who have academic background, they knew how to recce system and payment commensurate with recce system. Attempts have been made by all to ensure that happens. How far the allies is as we speak. During our graduation ceremony, the Senator of Bond County, Chairman of Bond County Legislative Caucus, Senator Prince Kamawoli, represented the Senate. Interestingly, he said, when the Liberia Senate were doing a recast of the budget, they discovered $43 million. And they set aside $2 million for the armed forces in Liberia. Commendable. They set aside $1.8 million for the DA. Commendable. They set aside $1.4 for Minister of Justice. Commendable. Because you know, as Commissioner General of LIS, I'm the Deputy Attorney General of Liberia. So the Minister of Justice is my boss. So if you get $1.4 million, commendable. The Liberia National Police Training Academy, some $10 million set aside for the National Police Training Academy. Commendable. Then when I came to the LIS, get what the Senator said, because it was public. He said, but for LIS, we're looking at you what you are because there is this contract global. So we'll know what comes to contract global. And I say this to you, in about 4 months, we close the raising $2 million. In about 4 months. Senator Bessegar finally called us for revenue hearing sometime last week. On the left hand side was double down. And double down confirmed it that LI is performing. And if we are performing, he has our capacity and our ability to do the work. So call on government. The LI is multi-tax. These are people unlike several institutions. Not trying to think who does what LIS does. For example, 60% of our work is security related. When the bad guys go to the port, when they go to our porous border, 100 something plus, we would have made it 40. The other roads to legal God. Legal God because we there, we actually know what's happening. So don't you think we need some drone to enhance our capacity to look at images that infiltrating of terrain and try to cause havoc? Yes, we need it. Can I sit down to my reading? Can I sit down to my office from my point and know what's happening between Lower Two and Ganga? Some back. Yedemolamu. I cannot. What you know is if we have some suppressive vision, come on, drone to be able to tell what is happening there. What the criminals have done these days now is to usually they see the Atlantic Ocean. They got a better boat, they got a better ship. So if a it, and they are one step ahead of us. Why? The atmosphere, the atmosphere. And they got the instrument to work with. They one step ahead of us. To be able to lift them and crack this is to build our capacity. The LI is asking for investment. The Japanese government gave us a few boats, yes. And we had to give the boat to the military to go onto it, or because of the capacity challenge. Thankfully, the military is maintaining the boats. One of them to is deployed to Grand Cape County. One of them to Grand Bass, the other two. We asked them that come this August 24th or July 26th, August 24th, we want to display them. And they have told us, yes, we got a good relationship. So, I realized, yes, our strength is about 2,300 plus. With the graduate about 180 plus, we close to about 2,500. Are we there yet? No. Are we getting there? Yes, we're getting there. We all beat. Mr. President has said that where we are currently as an institution, our Minister of Information, Culture, and in reference to the way he's about to transform this building. And Mr. Minister, thank you. Mr. President, also knowing that we raise revenue, we provide security coverage 60%, 40% revenue, have instructed the General Services Agency to work on the modality to have us go to the capital bypass, all Ministry of Health building. We hope that the General Services Agency will expedite it so that we work in an environment that will enhance our ability to deliver more. You charge all to give you 4 million, give a little over 4 million. That time we were manually doing our work. This time rather manual. Resident permit manual. So when we digitize it now, you expect that we'll do far more, and we're prepared to do far more. But please, those who are occupying the old Ministry of Health, can they give chance to the Liberia Regional Service to come there, so that those who we are contracting to work with us, like the Contact Global, the Celtics, we are working for different buildings, makes it difficult. The LI building up on the ONS building. Contact Global had the offices way 9th Street. How do we correlate? How do we connect the synergies? We just too far apart. Help us to create an enabling environment so that we're able to deliver on the revenue expectation. Because as an institution, yes, we are upbeat, we are spirited, we are rejuvenated, and prepared to lend our land to follow and see. Thank you so much. We will sit back and perhaps I'm not yet alone. That you may want to touch on about. If I can provide an answer from here with my deputies, we can join in happy to provide necessary clarity. Mr. Minister of Information, the principal candidate, thank you so very much for the platform. Thank you.
So he's Anthony, and former senator of Lopa County, Steve Amadu Zago.
The private questions, please come again.
Giving us some national concerns issues that being developed at the time.
Please introduce yourself. And
question and answer giver here at the military.
Thank you so much. My name is Maurice Olati, and I report for OPFM. Thank you so much, Mr. Minister. I have few concerns. Please allow me to ask you. One of them is this morning, Minister Sandro called on the radio on OPFM and said that the government is not owing civil servants. But after he led the line, one other guy called, I don't know his name, he said he's a civil servant. So can you clarify whether the company is owing civil servant or not? Number two.
Why you don't want to
All right, no problem. All right, no problem. Go to the commission. That's right. Thank you, Anthony Zago. Thank you so much for your deliberation. You named all of the areas that illegal entrance points across Liberia. What plans or what are measures and are you putting in place maybe to reduce some of those places? Thank you.
Princess Eddie Cooper, I do report for the Liberia City Network. Alright, my question goes to Honorable Pierre. Alright, for over the past 6 months since the SNS of President Bokai, we have not seen lots of protests and even individuals are talking with politics in life, and also the one that just happened in my team. What level of strategy the government is actually putting in place in ensuring that some of these activities that are occurring will not happen to an extent like what is currently happening in Kenya? I told the commissioner, I listened to you and you said that your institution is making sure in order for the, for workers, employees, salary to actually be uplifted because they were underpaid. Can you do us a due diligence because we are reporters, we need to clarify that information. What level, when it comes to the grading of salary, did you actually meet the skill? And at what level are you taking said salary grading to in regards to qualification and competencies? Thank you.
So my name is James Mbala, and I report for Radio Agriculture in MICAT County. By fighting the fight, we are really right now in MICAT County on Radio Africa, this program. And the question goes to the other boss. Chief, both of our people in Liberia compete our follow points from gaining and laissez-passer. How long durations of the laissez-passer last in the country? And how do you go about if a laissez-passer expire? How do we trace the people in Liberia? Because what we don't enter our country, so now you see them after 1 or 2 weeks, they get small attention in the community, they eat a keke, they uncle pie. So how do we teach these people when laissez-passer still working in this country? And finally, how is the working relationship with UNLDA? Because recent time the DEA was here, he said one of the drugs entering Liberia come on the road of gaining sourness and all the world country. How are you working in relationship with combating drugs and aliens in this country? Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Kubra Thompson, and I report for the Children Independent Media newspaper. Well, I can see that Mr. Pierre is very charged this morning to respond. So I just like to seize this opportunity to ask, when is the government anticipating on releasing the financial detail to the forces that it was in from Kenya? And next to that, to the Commissioner General, you talk much about improvement under your administration, but you did not give update about the status of our borders. Like my colleague just said, quite recently, DEA called the border with Serbia as a drug hotspot. So I'm kind of concerned. do you mind giving us brief updates about some of the things that are happening at our borders point? Are we secure? Thank you very much.
Is there any other person with the session of the reporter in the queue? So we'll just take the last question and move on with response.
Let's take the last question.
Okay, please come. Please come.
Good afternoon, I'm G.H. Webster Clay, and I report for Front Page African newspaper. Mr. Minister, Information Minister, I mean, many people would love to see after the repatriation of several Nigerians from Cameroon, several refugees from Cameroon, many people would love to see the president seeing for himself the right camp. I mean, what are some of the advice that prompted the president not to, on the Ghanaian government, what was some advice on the Ghanaian government that caused the president not to see for himself the right camp? And so the other boss, I mean, you spoke highly about reform, about enhancing capacity in terms of dollar and cents. What do you need to enhance the capacity of the NIS?
Take the last question.
Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Desmond. I report for Voice of Liberia, Mr. Commissioner. I want to know in regards to the training of 300 to 500 security personnel you talked about. How will you ensure that the trained personnel are committed to serving the rural areas, which often face challenges in terms of access to basic service and infrastructure? Secondly, I want to know, are there any plan to establish a system for monitoring and evaluation of the trained personnel's performance after they have completed their duties? Thank you.
Thank you.
So that is the question and answer period here. We still here at the Ministry of Information and Cultural Affairs and Tourism, the LIS Deputy Commissioner,
Good afternoon. My name is
asked by journalists here in court.
Thank you for enhancing my heart as we call on the government to enhance the LIS. My name is Attorney at Law Nimatosa Dixon Raymond Tamba, Deputy Commissioner General for Naturalization, Liberia Immigration Service. I will take 3 of the questions while my chief will deal with others, and perhaps our colleagues who came with us, some of our officers will deal with some others. The first is the illegal entries, and the question is, what is the LIS doing? This is an issue of national concern. If the landscape of Liberia, of our borders, are from the land, you consider Maryland, River G, Grand Gide, Nimba, Bong, Cape Mount, Lofa. All of these counties border our neighboring countries, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and La Côte d'Ivoire. And for most of these borders, we have identified 176 as official borders. And of the 176, 46 are manned by the Liberia Immigration Service. If you do the calculation or the subtraction, you will find out that 130 are unmanned. And we are not even adding the number of illegal entry points. So what we are doing is to continue to call on government to protect our territorial integrity. We need to enhance the number of men of the LIS. As you will recall, the Commissioner General did say to you that during the drawdown of UNMIL, when a national security plan was being made, the projected strength for the LIS, in consideration of the population growth as well as the migration across West Africa and the world at large, we were projected to be between 4,000 to 5,000. But of that number today, we are 2,389 plus minus, of which more than 250 have reached retirement age. So simply to answer your question, we need to increase the men and women in the service of LIS. And how do we do that? Through training, recruitment. So recruitment is needed. Once we have more men, we can increase our deployment at the different border posts and getting the technological, modern technology to be able to help us at other entries where we cannot be physically present. And that's where the commissioner talked about using the technology of drones and other sophisticated cameras that deal with image specific, not to just take any image of butterfly or bird or deer that crosses the border, but it will be image specific. So those are plans that we are having. The issue of salaries. Salary is a factor of motivation. Most times, a lot of us complain about the honesty and sincerity of public servants. Of course, not out of any justification, but there is this African parable that says, if you do not want the cat to not eat the meat, tell the meat not to smell. So, salary must commensurate with work done. And so, based on the performance from the ranking exam that was administered by the assistance of the UNDP through the LIPA, the Liberia Institute of Public Administration, we published these results and they were used to inform our promotion at the LIS. And some of the other considerations were the gender sensitivity in our ranking of promotion. Today, as we speak, we have about 69 women, professional women, most of them with at least a first degree. Some of them are serving as county commanders and detail commanders at all the 3 levels of our leadership: middle, higher, and beginning. We have women strategically assigned based on potential, not merely because they are females, but these are women the LIS is proud of, and we can send them anywhere. That is why even when we have offers outside of our borders, we have taken a decision and we turn it at the LIS as an administrative will. Or politicians will say political will. We at LIS say administrative will to ensure that women are given the due recognition and that at all levels they can be counted as equals to men. And where we have an offer for 3, it has been our duty that we will endeavor to ensure that we send 2 women and a man. So we are moving towards having on equal men and women, but in favor of the women in terms of promotion. And you talk about, or you ask questions about what we need to enhance our capacity. When we appear before the legislature, we made a case, a very good case, that having graduated from the manual system to digital, which is intended to increase our revenue generation capacity, we want you to enhance us as an institution so that this goal can be achieved. Through that, we requested an addition of 2 million to our annual allotment. But like you heard, the Commissioner General said, we have a contract which we inherited, and we are body administrators. Contact Global, that deal was consummated by our predecessors. But government, like all of us know, is continuity. And it's not continuity for the wrong practices, but continuity for the good ones. And so as a lawyer, knowing that there are terms and conditions, and so good for the LIS, maybe this is one of the first time when the senior leadership is having 3 lawyers as commissioners. The Commissioner General is a lawyer, the Deputy for Operation is a lawyer, and the Deputy for Naturalization, being me. We are lawyers. So we are very, very thoughtful of the terms and conditions. So once we can have an increment in the budget, and we are able to have an upliftment in our numbers of course deployment at the different border posts will increase, and by doing that, we will also be able to do robust monitoring of the different concessions, because quite recently the Ministry of Labour conducted inspection. And the relationship between we and Ministry of Labour is that before you have a work permit, you must have first been a resident, an accredited resident. And the aspect of issuing resident permit is in the province of the LRS. And so with a limited manpower, it becomes a challenge to be overly effective on these duties and functions. So my chief and others will take on the other questions, but these are our responses, and thank you very much.
So we say Deputy Commissioner for Naturalization.
Someone asked for laissez-passer. The issue of laissez-passer is not enforced again because we have an equal national biometric identification card, EDIC, and equal brown card. So they have done away with the laissez-passer. And Liberia is doing all that is required for to assent to that protocol. And then someone talk about the border. So you talk about what is happening at the LIS. What about our borders? Are we secure? There's one time we got a good relationship with all our neighbors. We brought in the chief immigration officer serve as a keynote speaker. They are borrowing border patrol people, also lieutenants. The Guinean, we met with them. We have a good relationship. There's one time in the history of our country where there is no state actor aggression against any of us. We got a good relationship with all of our neighbors. Indeed, we are secure. But basically, doesn't mean they can be isolated. Isolated incidents are not a result of the action of state actors, or rather non-state actors. So if non-state actors misbehave, we should be prepared to take the appropriate action. So our borders are secure as far as country to country is concerned. Thank you.
So this Commissioner General Steve Zagobe concluded on the question of journalists. Next is the Minister of Information.
So I guess we are used to too many abnormal things, and therefore, when people doing normal things, they will appear that nothing is happening. I know that 6 years ago, the government will force civil servants sometimes 4 or 5 months. And when they're ready to pay the people for their own money they work for, they got a call press conference of all issue presidents. So when you see that one happening, then you think nothing is going on. So this government made it easy to start paying civil servants beginning the 15th of every month. If a ministry is not paid up to the end of the month, then the blame is on the ministry. I'll give you an example because I'm involved in that process. The finance ministry and CSA people will work on the document, they send it to you, the minister, because they want you to view it, to see whether somebody's name is there or some figures are there that are not consistent with what's supposed to be in the administrative payroll. You got to get back to them with an approval. Now, okay, I'm okay with this payroll that you have shared with me, the money you share with me. Before they follow the rest of the processes, you get the money to the bank. This month, that process, for example, would be, I want to set the example on my ministry. It took some time because we got some concerns. The ministry personnel listing is currently being audited, and certain things that were discovered not supposed to be there, so we have to take a time to review to make sure that whatever we are saying, yes, this is our payroll, is our payroll. Those are the only conditions under which you have a delay. Other than that, once you're civil servant, your money should be in your account before the month ends. And I'm stressing civil servant because not everybody who's working with government is a civil servant. For the other people who are public sector workers, but they are not civil servant, they get paid at the level where you're working. For example, MPA, LPRC, Maritime, all these places, they don't pass through the same processes civil servant pass through to get paid. Their entities pay them. And I'm sure they are even more regular. But I think what Daniel said was that the government is current, which is true. The government is current as far as the payment of civil servants is concerned. And we continue to do that. In fact, we keep getting assurances from the LRA. They have said that by the next budget year, they will take the country budget to 1 billion. A huge progress. Huge. So those who say this are mutual, is that, I mean, they can keep saying so, but they'll see the action. Yeah. This thing is building a mutual. It's up to them. But we're doing what we're supposed to do. What the government is all these violent offers. That's what I said we use this case to set an example. The people who have been investigated, when all of the elements have been put together, they will be charged, they will be persecuted, and they will be held accountable. That's the way you deter these kinds of behaviors. When people do it, they go free, you enable them to do it more. When they do it, you hold them accountable, they pay the price, you curtail it in the future. So that's what we do. Full financial detail. The last time I checked, the government has not bought any buses from anywhere. The last time I checked, there are people who are interested in investing in our transport sector. And they sending experimental buses here for testing of the market and the environment. I'm sure that we'll reach a point where the government is taking a decision to buy buses. We'll be informed as the spokespeople of the government, and we'll be able to communicate with you what we are informed of. So except you have an information that I don't have as a Minister of Information, I don't know of the government buying any policy somewhere for which I got to give you the financial details. You can help me there after. Come to the office and tell me. But the people responsible for that sector in government have not, they haven't told me that they're buying buses, for which you are expecting that I should make a full disclosure in your own words of the financial details. I was clear in my briefing. Ghana is not a country that we run. When you go to another main country you are visiting, it was not a part of the itinerary, but along the way we thought it was a good thing for the president to go to the camp. The president don't just drive around Ghana on their own. He has some security. In the opinion of the security, the son of the president, it was not feasible to do so. So we sent for the people in the kingdom to help us. Don't fuss about that. Another time will come, we'll go to Ghana and there will be an opportunity to go there. Personally, I was one of those in front of making sure the president went to the camp because, let's be honest here, that camp was established when the war started here. All the president we had here, Taylor was elected president, Ellen, we are. None of them went to Liberia, even though some of them were almost living in Ghana. They didn't see the need to just drive over there to see their own citizens. So in my own calculation, I thought it was going to be historical for President Waka to be the person who would have broken that impasse. Unfortunately, the country was not ours and we were advanced against our security, so we didn't go there. I and I thought it was going to be good. So I want to thank you. Daniel will come and do the for the closing.
Ladies and gentlemen, first on behalf of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, would like to extend our thanks and appreciation to the Commissioner General of the Liberia Immigration Services and his team for coming here to outline some of the tremendous progress that they continue to make at the LIS. We, as a ministry, appreciate the fact that various agencies of government continue to remain cooperative in fostering the one government and one communication agenda as propounded by our minister. On Thursday, we have the Director General of the Civil Service Agency. It's going to be very big. He's going to come here again to talk about the ongoing reform in the civil service, some of the updates that he has for the public provided here on Thursday. So we look forward to seeing you on Thursday, and as always, we want to appreciate you for helping us to make our work much more easier in communication with the Liberian people. Thank you very much.
Daniel Sendo is the deputy producer of the press. They are the Ministry of Information for the press and tourism. So the guest is Ghana for. So thanks for calling for watching everyone on television. My name is Wise and Williams. I've been here bringing you all of major happenings on the regular MICAT press briefing for every Tuesday and Thursday. Thanks to Carly for joining us. My name is Wise and we're bidding you a pleasant day.